Be prepared. Be prepared. These things might disappear after you retire. These things I'm about to mention might disappear after you retire. When you retire, there are certain things that you are going to miss. If you're already retired, you may be experiencing some of them already. If you are in your pre-retirement years, or newly retired, this video is to let you know what to expect. I am Dr. Dorothy Ese, and this is Retirees Nigeria channel. Let us take a look at those things that you'll be missing when you step into retirement. Not all of them will apply to you, but I'm sure that you can relate with many of them if you're already retired. One of them is identity loss. The first thing you will face after retirement is the loss of your identity, or what we call the post-work identity crisis. Our roles at work or place of work tend to define many of us. We are commonly identified by our occupation and the establishment in which we work, and in which we have spent decades building our reputation as experts in whatever field it is that we are in. Our achievements in our workplace gives us some form of confidence, a sense of self-worth and accomplishment. And this suddenly vanishes as you step into retirement. Just like that. Suddenly, just like that, you hold no office anymore in XYZ company. In all the positions or titles you once had, you are now referred to as retired this or retired that, former this or former that. And a retired person carries no authority in his former place of work. So many retirees actually feel lost upon this realization. Suddenly, you have no job anymore, you have no authority, you have no control over people, you have lost the power and respect, that your job carries. So this brings the feeling of emptiness to some retirees. Some, not all of them. Do not let this loss of work identity weigh you down, because it does weigh some people down. In fact, it makes some people feel depressed. It makes them feel worthless. Do not let it weigh you down. Instead, remind yourself that there are other ways that you can self-identify aside that of work. For example, you are a parent. You don't retire from being a parent. You are a mother or you are a father, and you are also a brother to somebody, or you are a sister to somebody. You are a grandma to somebody. You are an aunt, you are an uncle. Identify with that. You could also still be a daughter to somebody or a son to somebody. These roles do not expire. So remind yourself that you still have identity. And also, if you decide to take on some side hustle, part-time work, or even volunteering job, and you are working in that same area where you are an expert in, you have automatically taken on that new identity, which is good for you. So if you are an accountant, for example, and you volunteer at a local company to update their books, then you retain that title as an accountant, right? Even though the authority that you used to enjoy isn't there, or it's not as much, but you still have some form of authority, and it makes you feel good. Another thing you are going to miss when you retire is your loss of friends and colleagues at work. The loss of office friends actually, is something that many people find very difficult to cope with. Because after working for decades in your place of work, you must have discovered that your circle of friends are drawn from your workplace. For convenience, of course. It is very convenient. Now, when you retire, that connection that you once had is broken because you no longer belong to that workspace. You can no longer just go for lunch breaks together with your office mates and be having conversations. Why? Because the conversations actually that you have during this period in the office are office related, and you no longer belong. So most times discussions in the office are work related. So if you pay visit during working hours, you may feel out of place, because what is going to be discussed in the office may not be of interest to you. You no longer belong there. So since you do not see them every day like you used to, after a while you begin to lose touch. It happens. They have less and less time for you as time goes on, except of course you have places outside of work where you meet occasionally, even while you were still working. So you can still meet now that you are no longer working. But even if that is the case, some of them still carry their work gossip to such places that are outside of work. So you begin to feel that you do not belong. Because office gossip will not be interesting to you at this time, and you may find yourself not having much to chat about. The third thing you are going to miss when you do retire is your buying power. Your buying power is reduced at this time, because upon retirement, what you are going to get is going to be less than what you were getting before. If you are living in a rented room, your rent, of course, is not going to reduce because you are retired. But then the money that you earn, as a retiree, remains the same, and it's usually a fraction of what you were getting as a full-time worker. So it is a struggle at this time to determine what to cut down upon and what to continue to spend money on. So you are going to miss your salary that you used to earn before, which is now more than what you get now as a retiree. Another thing that you are going to miss is your borrowing power. That is, your borrowing power at this time is reduced. When you retire, it is difficult to get loans when you need it, from anywhere at all, whether from the bank or even from these local loan offices. They see you as a retiree and that you do not have much money, and it's hard for you to hustle by the side to make money. So they assume that you do not have the ability to pay for any loan that you take. So even if you have a good credit rating, the fact that you are retired makes your bank or even the local lending outfits reluctant to loan you money. Why? Because they feel that your income has greatly reduced, and therefore they are concerned about your ability to pay back, even if you have good intentions. And it hurts knowing that you used to easily go to your bank to take an overdraft. You go to probably your cooperative society while you are still working to get loans. Now all these avenues are closed down as soon as you wear on that cap of a retiree. Another thing in retirement that you are going to miss is the opportunity to go out of the home on a frequent basis. Because at retirement, you are homebound, sort of. Work life, as we all know, tend to take a whole lot of our time. So when you add the hours that you sleep to the number of hours that you spend at work, you have very little left. So most of the time, you spend your time at work or at home taking care of the family. But at the time that you retire, for most people, their children are all grown up and they're out of the house. And now, on top of that, you are retired, so you have your 8 hours back added to the time that you are using to take care of your children. Now you have all of that back to spend on yourself. And when you're working in the younger days, our routines are structured in a number of ways. So for many years, going out to work is what takes us out of our homes. And so when retirement comes, most people are bound to their homes with nothing else aside home chores and watching TV most of the time. So these are the things that actually retirees will miss when they retire. And you have to find, as a retiree, you have to find things that will occupy you. You have to find a way to get money to take care of yourself, because when you retire, your home repairs will still be there waiting for you. Your car will still be repaired when there's a problem. If your generator breaks down, you still have to repair it. You need to buy fuel, and then you need to take care of your health. When you begin to experience, these things, then you begin to miss work life. Because if you were still working, you will have money to take care of this. If you were still working, you will have your friends, to meet at the workplace, to chat with, and and exchange ideas. But now all of these things have disappeared, and it can be frustrating for some retirees. And you have to find a way to fill up all of this, so that you do not feel the challenges that is brought about by your being retired. So I pray that you find a way to handle all of this, so that your retirement years will be a happy one for you. Because for so many people, it does cause some kind of depression, which you should try to avoid at this time. So keep yourself busy. Make sure you have enough money to take care of yourself. If the income that you are receiving as your retirement benefit is not enough, like the monthly one is not enough to take care of you, then you should find a way to augment it by getting jobs by the side. If you are retired and you get a part-time job, of course, you now have a new set of colleagues in the office. If you volunteer at an organization, you now have a new set of colleagues. So that takes your time, keeps you busy, provide extra money for you, and you continue to live. There are people who have lived up to 80 years still working, and they are okay, they are contented. So think about it. Retiring does not necessarily mean that you have to go home and sit by the TV, eat your food, sleep on your chair, on your couch every day. Be busy, be active, do your exercises, have a routine now that is different from when you were working, but just keep your mind busy. Do your exercises, go for walks, ensure that you have company in your home. And there, it's another life, but it's interesting, and there are people who are doing well at it, and they are happy. Many people who, after a while, when they see their colleagues who are retired, they always exclaim that, now you look younger. You seem to look younger. That means your work life was really stressful for you. So make your retirement life easy, but occupy yourself, so that at the end of the day, you feel rested, you can take care of your needs, you have company, and you will rest very well. So thank you for watching my video. If you like the content of this video, kindly click the like button, and please subscribe to this channel, so that when new videos are dropped, you will be notified. And if you have any comments about your experiences as a retiree, kindly drop it at the comment section, and let other retirees benefit from it. For example, how you have been able to cope with being retired, how you have been able to occupy yourself in your retirement years. Let us know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you in my next video.